Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a special edition of King Penny Podcast, man. Hey, I got the Boyz of October here, man. Got some real Longmont athletes, man, here that are going to be competing on October 21st, man. Wishing them all the best of luck. Also, too, want to give a shout out to NutriShop, man, in Colorado Springs. Appreciate all their support, man. My man Dominic, man, has been looking out for me, man. Hey, thank you very much, and hopefully today we have a good showing. I want to start on this end, man, and see your name. Where you from?
My name's Josh Smith. I'm from Longmont, and I work on cars, and honestly, I do a little personal training here and there.
That's super cool, man. I'm King Penny. I'm here in Longmont, too, on King Penny Supplement Company. If you want to check them out, go ahead and plug myself in there, man, and spend a little money. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
I'm Dustin from South Korea originally, but I grew up here in Longmont. I do personal training and PT and provide care for elderly.
That's cool, man. And he's been on the Don't Act Different Now podcast, man. Yeah, man, that's super cool.
Oh yeah, I'm Rajat. I'm from Nepal. Like Dustin, I'm from across the world over there, but I grew up in Longmont as well. And I run my own real estate marketing company with a business partner of mine, and kind of just talking to realtors and home sellers all day. So that's pretty much all I do.
Killing the game. Look at it. Nah, man. I know you got you. I didn't know you were a personal trainer though. Like.
Oh yeah.
And you
Do it on the side a little bit.
That's crazy. Look here. I'm gonna start texting you guys for tips. Look, hey, look. I be hitting up all personal trainers on Instagram. They be like, bro, leave me alone, or pay for a session. Like they be like, leave me alone, pay for a session. So let's talk about bodybuilding, man. All you guys train out of Gold's Gym. You guys train together. You know what I mean? You guys are going to be competing against each other. Is Gold's Gym the spot to be? Like, you know what I mean? As far as equipment goes, as far as everything that you know what I mean, need for...
I mean, yeah, I think so in Longmont-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been over there for 5 years now, and yeah, I love it over there.
A lot of upgrades, too, man.
Yeah.
Like them shoulder machines, man, I was telling them, man.
Yeah.
It's good stuff, yeah.
They did good on that one. They did real
Absolutely.
good.
Yeah, anywhere close, it's probably the best way to go. It's at this point kind of more not as much of a bodybuilding gym, but it has all the equipment that you really need for bodybuilding, and there's a ton of people kind of coming out of there. So as you know, all of us are. So yeah, I think that's kind of the spot to be, unless you're out at Armbrust and Arvada. That's kind of the next place. But
Train station's coming in though too,
Yeah.
so I go over there sometimes too.
Yeah,
Same.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stay at Gold, so
Man,
that's my home.
No, I'm an anytime guy, but I'd be at the train station. Well, I'll be a little bit everywhere, but but mainly anytime. How long have you been prepping? How long is this prep like?
yeah, for me, I've been prepping. It's been about, I guess, 20 weeks. The first 4 weeks were just kind of getting used to dieting in general. Really, the prep started, I think, around 12. This is my first bodybuilding prep, and I haven't seen my body look like this in quite a long time, so it's pretty exciting, but it's definitely pretty grueling as well, I'm not gonna lie.
He gave that look like, hey, if you guys want to see it, like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you guys want to see what it looks like. He's like,
October 21st.
Yeah, come out to the show.
He said you got to pay to see this. I heard that. What about you? How long?
Yeah, it'll be, by the end of prep, it'll have been about 24 weeks for me. We started early, and then the show got pushed back a couple of weeks. So yeah, we just had some extra time, started tapering down my calories some time ago. So yeah, it's been a long one, but feeling pretty good. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the show. Cannot wait for show day.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
You?
It's been about 16 weeks as well. Yeah. First couple weeks I was just trying to get used to the diet, but really dialed in, and yeah.
How far has the drop been, like, calorie-wise? I mean, I don't need specific numbers, but you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm sure you started up kind of high, but how has the progression been, like?
For me, I think just specific numbers, I started around 2,800 or so. Wanted to keep the actual calories as high as possible for as long as possible while doing cardio and kind of tapering down to keep the diet adherence. But recently, they've kind of just fallen pretty hard, which is kind of what you need to be. It really depends on where you're at a certain point. And for me, we needed to drop them pretty hard. As I was starting at a pretty high body fat percentage in general, so you don't need to drop as much, obviously, if you're starting out much lower. So for me, it's I'm at probably around 1,400 right now. So it's, yeah.
My goodness gracious.
For me, I my peak in the off season, I was eating 5,000 at the end of my bulk, and now I'm all the way down at a little less than 1,100. So it's been significant, especially like he said the past couple weeks. Just wasn't leaning out like I was supposed to be, so we had to cut calories back quite a bit, quite quickly. But yeah, hasn't been too bad. My mental's still good.
That's all right. I'm trying to tell you. Hey, and what about you?
I started prep about 2,500 calories, and I don't think my body fat was too high, so that's probably why I started at 2,500. So I think now I'm around like 1,500, 1,400 as well.
No, that's good. How much cardio you guys kicking up?
It's, I mean, an hour and 15, sometimes
15?
more, depending on, how I feel.
About an hour and 30 minutes right now.
Yeah.
Hour 30 for me too.
If I can push it, I'll try for 2 hours.
Yeah. What inspired you to get into bodybuilding?
Honestly, I just started in the gym just to be healthy. I really didn't see myself as a bodybuilder. But as I started lifting weights and going to the gym, it just inspired me.
Because you're pretty strong.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
When you think of bodybuilders, you take it just more reps, more
Yeah.
what you call it, but you just
Well,
naturally.
Yeah, I
just-
started out trying to be strong, I think.
Yeah.
And then kind of just switched over to the bodybuilding scene. But I mean, I like being strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you lost any strength?
Oh,
in the...
oh yeah, a lot of strength.
Yeah. Is it mess with you?
A little bit, but I just know it's part of the process, so I'm fine.
Yeah, I was messing with 315 this morning. It was kind of, it was an interesting experience. It was good.
Feeling it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, hey, don't push the same now. Okay, what about you? How long have you been, what got you into bodybuilding? How long?
Yeah, let's see, I've been working out for about 4.5 years. I started off, I always wanted to have a good physique, and then as I kind of progressed, Alex, who is our coach, he actually used to be a trainer over at Gold's Gym, and I hit a leg day once with him, and then the rest is just downhill from there. I loved it, fell in love with it, and he kind of had similar goals where he was wanting to do shows and compete and stuff, so it kind of just lined up, and I fell in love with the sport, just watching guys on YouTube and stuff. It was really inspiring, and I was like, I just want to have a physique like that of my own that I can present and show off, because who doesn't, So, yeah, it's fun. It's all good fun.
Raj?
Yeah, it's one of those things. I started out lifting pretty young, and when I think I was in 8th grade, freshman year of high school, did a lot of functional training because I used to run track. And so I always kind of enjoyed the gym and lifting. I went to NIWAD, so I used to lift over at that gym. And I think when I saw pumping iron, I think for a lot of people that was really the catalyst where, you saw Arnold and his prep for one of his Olympias, and it always just blew me away how anybody could look like that, and I didn't know what it took to look like that. At the time, I was a pretty scrawny kid, didn't really understand it. And then for a specific bodybuilding show, I actually never thought I would ever do it. I always told myself I could never stand up there, in those really small tights and in front of those people. I was like, I could never do it. But this guy, I went to a show with him last November after his show, and saw the competitors, was baffled, and then he said he was doing this show. Actually, he was like, you should do a prep with me, and I was like, well, I don't know, I feel like my physique isn't good enough and stuff, and he kind of reassured me no, your body's gonna change in ways you don't really understand. And I said, F it, let's try it out. I've been going to the gym for so long, I might as well do at least one, and I'm really glad I did it. It's been one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, but it definitely has been pretty worthwhile so far.
When you say it's been the hardest thing, so outside of the diet and the cardio, look out here, hours of cardio, what has been the hardest part of the process?
I was actually watching a video the other day by Mike Israetel. He runs Renaissance Periodization on YouTube, and he was talking about diet cravings, and a lot of it is kind of a fight between, as human beings, we've got the animalistic side, the kind of primal side where you're driven to eat from hunger, and then the intellectual side, it's like, oh, I'm doing this thing and I can't. And it's to be honest, it's the fight between like your monkey brain and the actual like intellectual smarter side of you that's trying to balance those and not succumb to cravings. For me, I love food, as I think everybody here does, and I've started hearing voices in my head trying to convince me to go to McDonald's at 12 o'clock at night, just one meal. But yeah, I think it's a fight between that and handling those emotions.
Yeah. What about you? For you? It's been.
I'd say similar, like fighting off cravings and stuff. It's crazy because up until a couple of weeks ago, my like Instagram, you know how you have the For You page, the Explore page. There was like no food on it anywhere, and now that's all it is. That's all I'm seeing is just delicious food, and it's just killing me. So I'm trying to stay
these
on.
Instagram chefs are pretty good, man.
They
They're pretty
are.
creative. Like
They
they'll like
are.
put some stuff together you wouldn't even think about. Like
Seriously.
Oh yeah, okay. Like
I've been going back and like saving recipes I want to try to do when I'm done with this show.
Yeah.
So it's like definitely the cravings and stuff. But you know, there's that bigger picture. There's the light at the end of the tunnel. Just a couple more weeks. So it hasn't been too difficult. But that probably is the most difficult part about prep for me.
Yeah.
Man, I'd have to agree because I love to eat. So, yeah, it's been super hard for me. But also doing my workouts, you know, low energy. It's been really tough. Been really tired. And then sleep's been pretty tough for me too.
Yeah.
Getting like 5 hours of sleep a night, on and off sleep's been pretty hard for me. But yeah.
Yeah. They say you make poor diet decisions when you're tired.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like when you don't have sleep or say for instance you just had a long day at work, it's easier to stop versus making it home to that meal or whatever that's already ready to go. Might as well pull over right here.
Yeah.
You know, I see so many people that get so close to shows and I see them kind of break down or I deserve this or I just one little witch card. So to see you guys focused, locked in, man, it's good, man. It's really good.
Yeah.
I want to talk about, you know what I mean? What keeps you committed or who has been supporting you? Who's been the most supportive in your circle? You know what I mean? To keep you kind of on track or to, you know, like, or when you have lapses or when you know, like you need that reassurance. Who's the go-to call or who is the person?
I think, well, for me, my girlfriend is definitely the biggest. She holds me to a pretty high standard in general, so I think that it can be kind of tough sometimes because when I do feel like breaking a little bit, you know, she's pushing me to keep going. But at the end of the day, I feel very grateful for that because it keeps me in line, and I. You know, more than even beyond myself, I don't want to be disappointing her by, you know, whether it's breaking my diet or not doing the cardio or, you know, skipping the gym for a day. In my back of my head, I'm like, oh, I know that she would want me to go and do these things. So she's been a pretty big, you know, I guess support system for me throughout the whole thing.
Man, that's good. Dustin?
Probably same, my girlfriend, Erin, she competes as well, and so she kind of knows what the lifestyle's like, and like I was her rock in her prep, and now she's kind of been mine, so it's been a really good, like, mutual thing that she understands and I understand, and she's just able to be like, just talk to me, so I'll talk to her if I'm feeling like, gosh, I'm really having these cravings, we'll just talk about it, and then move on. And it's just really good to have that person there that understands like nobody else might. Like my mom, she's a huge supporter of me, but she just doesn't understand bodybuilding. So she tries, you know.
She wants her son to eat.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, but yeah, it's been good. So
That's good. That's good.
For me, honestly, my girlfriend as well. She cooks for me a lot, cooks my meals, which saves me a lot of time with work. And when I get home and tired and I don't feel like cooking, she's cooking for me. And weekends, she's dragging me to do cardio if I'm resting or not. So yeah, she's done a lot for me.
Yeah. Do you guys work out with your significant others? Like, do you at all?
Erin and I used to, and then as our physique goals changed over time, because she's pretty close to going pro, and I want to go pro eventually, so our physique goals are just totally different now, so our workout splits don't line up a whole lot, so we unfortunately don't work out together as much anymore, but we used to quite often, so.
Yeah, I used to as well. My girlfriend goes to CU now, so she used to actually work at Gold. So we would work out together, like either before or after she went to the gym to work. But she's at school now, so not as much time.
Okay. No.
I do sometimes on the weekends with her, but I don't think she likes to work out with me. Pretty intense. So.
Come on now, get it one more.
Right. She thinks I'm gonna make fun of her because she isn't as strong, so
yeah,
that's fine.
All right. Let's get to the brass and tacks, this upcoming show. Everybody, all you guys are competing in classic physique.
That's right, yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of grueling, like all the poses.
Yeah.
Is it not? Mm-hmm. Which one is your favorite? I want to know, whoever wants to start, which one is the favorite pose versus the least or the hardest to do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, which one?
Yeah, for me, my favorite pose definitely is my front double bicep. I think that one, I have a pretty small waist, so it kind of helps with the taper there. That one's just also fun to do. You just feel really strong doing it. My least favorite pose, to be honest, is actually the front relaxed pose, where you kind of just stand there like this, and it's, to be honest, I feel like it's really hard not to look really awkward in that pose, because you're just like, feel like a mannequin, just like this, and you're trying not, I don't know, that one's really weird, but the front double bicep is like my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I love the front double bicep, just powerful. I think it's also my most improved pose from last year's show to this year, so it's really cool for me to look back and just look at the difference between the two. It's kind of shocking.
I saw some of the stuff you post on Instagram. The size difference, is kind of crazy, especially like the difference that 1 year makes us. You put it on.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been awesome just to see that progress over time.
So what's the least like, or the hardest?
For me, the hardest is probably actually, funnily enough, the back double bicep. So just the reverse of that.
Yeah.
Because you have to balance, your legs are staggered, you have to balance, you have to engage so much more, I feel like. Like the hamstrings are harder to engage. It's hard for me to get my back engaged, so I don't know. I can't see it either, so I don't know if it's popping or not,
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell if I'm hitting that pose very good, but that's the most difficult for me.
Yeah. Your the last show that you did they have the monitor up top?
They didn't, no.
Sometimes they have the monitor in front of you, so when you turn around, you can see what everybody is seeing back there off the monitor.
Oh, that's sweet.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
no,
that.
They did it like the show that I did last year. You know what I mean? So when you turn around, that's what the back looks like. You know what I mean? And you can see like the other competitors.
Yeah,
and plus, too, when you turn around, it's time to steal that breath.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pull it together.
Yes, sir.
Before you turn around, it's sucking up all the air. What about you?
I think the one that clicks for me is the back double bicep. I think it's just the easiest. It just clicks. It just feels right. And the hardest for me is probably the side chest. We were working on it today, and it's just been tough, but I'll get it down. Yeah.
That's good. You guys practicing posing all together, or you guys doing separate things? And how often are you practicing this?
We do both, separate and together. Our frequency, I'm not too sure. I practice every day for 20 to 30 minutes, just running through the mandatories, and then we'll help each other out when we're at the gym. And I will say their posing from when we began this process to now is like totally different. Like they've cleaned it up a ton, and it looks really good.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's so hard to look back at the first pictures, first check-in photos where, like my butt sticking out, I'm like this, like, I don't even know where the camera is. It's so different. But yeah, the posing, I do it, same with Dustin, like every day. I think you really have to, because, even up until now, I'm actually changing up my posing a little bit as I'm discovering how to engage like certain muscles more. Like for the longest time, I didn't know how to actually make my quads actually pop out on the front relaxed pose up until like a week ago. And I think it just comes from just practicing over and over. You do feel really vain though. Like every mirror, every time there's a reflection, I look at myself and I'm like, this is not good to be this like prideful, but it's just a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the work you're putting in, man. You have to appreciate it because you've been in the gym all those days, man. And all those tiring nights, those sore feelings the next day and stuff like that. I mean, it's what it's all about, man. You gotta, every chance you get, peel this thing off, like especially in the summertime. But any feelings leading into the competition? I'll start with you, Josh. Like anxious feelings, nervous, ready, like.
Honestly, I was pretty nervous, but as we're getting closer, I think the nerves are starting to fade because I'm more ready. And so yeah, I mean, I feel pretty confident right now. Yeah. So yeah.
That's good, man. You?
I'm just excited, ready to go. I've been looking forward to this since I stepped off stage last year, so I've just been really motivated, and that motivation never faded. So it's like I'm just ready to get up there again, and it's gonna be fun, especially now that I've got some buddies doing it too. Like it's just gonna be a good time.
Yeah, backstage. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a good time for you guys, man. Like. It should be, especially pump together, you work out together, so it works out, man.
Definitely.
Any special pump, like any special, like, something to get you, push-ups work for me.
Yeah.
Like, I mean? Like, push-ups get me in there.
Yeah, I like using the band. They pump me up pretty quick.
Yeah. Oh, okay. What's the hardest part to pump? Like, because I feel like the lats, man, like,
the lats.
Without like a pull-up bar or without...
I'd agree.
Like something to actually like engage them.
That's true.
Yeah. For me, my legs. I don't know why my legs don't really pump up that much.
Yeah. Have you ever got a lat cramp?
Yeah.
Man, it's like the second worst ever behind the abs. The abs they'll fold you. They'll fold you.
You
But
that quad cramp?
Nah.
Oh man, that's
the quad and calf cramp are pretty.
Yeah. Worse than the ab?
I think so. Yeah, because it just comes and goes. Like because when I used to run track, I used to get them all the time, and I remember I had 2 quad cramps and 2 calf cramps all at the same time. Oh my god, I was on the floor for quite some time. Yeah, it's bad.
That sounds awful.
Yeah. So who's the jokester of the crew? Who's the
I'd
one?
have to say
Probably.
I think Dustin can be.
Oh really? Yeah.
He's quiet, but then he's pretty funny.
Dustin will come at you and say one thing, and it's like the funniest thing ever. And like every other time, he's like super just kind of quiet and stuff, and then just like the funniest thing you ever hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So who's the serious?
I'd have to
I'd
say
say,
Raj.
Yeah, me actually.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the time, yeah.
We'll be cracking jokes, and Raj is over there, straight face, doesn't care.
Yeah. Who's the most intense in the workout? Who's like, the one like during the workout.
I think Josh is most like outwardly.
Yeah.
intense. He'll start screaming and stuff and just making a fool of himself. Not a fool, but he works out really hard.
I have my headphones real loud, so sometimes I start grunting. And
he lets that
what's
dog
this guy?
out.
What's going on with this guy?
What are you listening to?
Honestly, some like metal.
Oh, okay.
I like to listen to metal. Yeah.
You?
I like a lot of different stuff, like EDM, metal, pop, rap, hip hop. It just depends on the mood. I'll just put something on different every time.
Look, when he said a whole bunch of different things, first thing I thought he was a Swiftie or something. Like I thought he said Taylor Swift.
She finds her way into the playlist every now and then.
When you're sad?
Exactly.
What about you, Raj? What you listening to, man?
Yeah, I do listen to a lot of EDM. Primarily, just I feel like I actually live to the beat most of the time. So when there's like drops and stuff, I just find that really nice. For some reason now I can't really lift with when I listen to songs with words anymore. I just prefer just straight beats and music. So
what about the cardio? Are you watching something or are you listening to something?
I'm watching YouTube videos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Video
I gotta
games.
pay for that premium, man.
Oh, do you?
Hey, look, I gotta come out of pocket because them commercials, they be killing me while I be doing cardio.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Yeah,
I
like-
pay for YouTube Premium. I watch so much YouTube. It's
Yeah.
totally worth it. Yeah.
Like after I started like really like ramping up the cardio and getting them commercials, I'm like, bro, are you serious? Like, like especially when it gets good,
Yeah.
they know right when to, you know what I mean, put one of them long commercials on or something like that, or you know, yeah, I gotta do that, man. But you looking at something or you listening to something? Or you...
I'll do a mix of both. It's crazy how much I watch Terrence Ruffin. He's a pro bodybuilder. I watch him pose, like do the same routine for literally like half an hour just straight. I'll just watch the same routine. I don't know what it is, but it makes the time go by real fast. Like I just love watching him pose. Like he's super unique and just beautiful posing. So. And it just
I'll leave it right there. Just let's
Hey,
say
hey,
beautiful posing.
Yeah, beautiful posing.
You're gonna pause all that right there. He's gorgeous. Hey, I'm trying to tell you, it's like dude porn. So I got some quick hitters for you guys. I'll start on this end with the first one, and then we'll work this way on the second one. All right. So, favorite and least favorite body part to train.
My favorite is chest for sure, just because it's just so easy for me. I'm strong. I get a good pump. It's fun. And least favorite is probably back because everything feels heavy. It's hard to get a pump. It's hard for the mind-muscle connection. Okay.
Yeah. Favorite is probably legs. I don't think I have a least favorite. I like it all.
Shit, animal. This guy's a savage. Like, hey, put me on the treadmill for 2 hours.
Yeah,
we'll
for
figure
real.
it out.
I'll do it.
I'll do it. He said, nah, right?
For me, I think I used to actually hate training arms, and I kind of like it a little bit more now. I feel like I have a better mind-muscle connection. I would say back too, though. I think back, it really depends on the day, because sometimes I can really feel it, and other days I can't feel anything, and it can be really, really heavy, because it's a pretty large muscle group. So
Yeah. So it takes a lot. One thing you've had to give up since you started prep?
Pizza.
Pizza? Yeah?
No, I would say, I don't really know. I mean, obviously the food. There's quite a lot of food that you do really have to give up.
Well, outside of the food, I know a lot of guys who stay up late, just in general. Like, but you know what I mean? In prep, you have to go to bed. You have to turn this stuff off.
Yeah.
Like at some point, you know what I mean? And I think more than food, I think like he said, you struggle with the sleeping.
Yeah.
I think it's the most important, like just shutting everything down. And
Honestly, mine's like who I hang out with, because all my friends like to eat bad foods and go out and do stuff. So kind of just kept my circle really small and
locked in,
Locked
man.
in,
Yeah, that's a good one to go. What have you had to give up? Like, what's been something that you?
Gosh, not a whole lot, really. Really nothing. I guess dinners with my family are always tough. My parents love to cook, and they're really good at it. And they're pretty healthy, but it's just like it's not my macros. You know, I don't know what I'm eating, so they don't understand when I bring my food over, and it's a little awkward sometimes, but it's fine.
He's right. All right, so let's stay right there with food then. What's going to be the first meal after the competition?
oh man, I'm going to the Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake
I
Factory.
need me some cheesecake, man.
Yeah. What about you?
I think same, actually. Yeah, I think I don't know, but I'll probably get like a pizza.
I already
maybe
got
a
my
burger.
food picked
I don't.
out.
You got the menu going.
I already did.
You already went
Try
through
not
the
to
menu?
think about it too much, but
Yeah.
just something greasy and full of fat.
Oh, yeah.
Fine.
Right?
Yeah, I've been watching so many of Dave Portnoy's One Bite pizza reviews.
Yeah.
So like a huge, just New York style pizza with like a double cheeseburger and like a milkshake. Like that's just like
He's going all in. He's like 20 weeks worth of food packed into one meal. Hey, we ain't missed nothing. He's got. Nah, man, that's good, man. Anything you guys want to plug? Anything like, you know what I mean? Like, give a shout out to anybody, or, you know what I mean? Now's the time. Anybody?
shout out to my girlfriend for keeping me sane throughout this and come to the show. put in a lot of work, and it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Nobody?
No,
No, nothing?
I'd have to give a shout out to my buddy Matt for working out with me constantly all week long, putting up with me. And then my girlfriend for sure, being grumpy and, you know, she's helping me out and stuff. So
Yeah. And you know what that last week's going to be like with no water.
Yeah.
You know how irritable you're going to be too. Hey, look, hey, hear everything. Hey, man. Hey, I want to thank you guys, man, for giving me your time. I know you guys got a lot to do, man. I look forward to seeing you guys at the competition. It's October 21st at the Pinnacle Arena on 84th and I-25. Pre-judging's at 11. Showtime is at 3, baby. You know what I mean? Like, it's go time, man. Hey, wishing you guys the best of luck, man. Got Raj, Dustin, Josh, man, King Penny. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in, man. You guys have a great one, man.